Hello, everyone. I hope that you guys can see me, can hear me, that we don't have any technical issues at the start. Yes, welcome to our webinar today. Just as a first introduction, I would like to introduce the two of us that you see right here. My name is Nicholas. I am a project manager and consultant here at Ameo. Mika, my dear colleague from the advertising team, is supporting me today here at this webinar. We from ameo are a Amazon agency based in Hamburg, Germany, and are doing business on specifically Amazon for now 10 years. So one of the first Amazon agencies here in Germany. So we've been there from the very start, focusing on all sorts of consulting and support on Amazon. So we are supporting you guys or all of our clients in the areas of sponsored ads, of DSP, as well as Prime Video, obviously, and also content creation. And yes, mentioned it already. Prime Video is our topic for today. So wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon to all of you guys. And we hope that you can get a new glimpse of all the opportunities that we have on Prime Video, and maybe it's also a tool useful for you because it has a lot of opportunities. And yeah, speaking of those, we would like to present you the most important things, as well as news for the channel and news on Amazon. Yes, concretely today. So yeah, let's dive right into our presentation. So check if that works. Yes. So Prime Video advertising, the superior alternative to television. On the very first slide, I would like to show you or to showcase to you a statistic of TV consumption in the United States of America. I know that we have outreached to some clients in America. So maybe you guys are the expert in this case, where we show you the percentage of people streaming in the US this year of May. So you can see the TV viewership a couple of months ago, and that was actually the first month in history where streaming overtook the combination of cable and broadcasting. So more people in May 2025 when streaming online on an online service, Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Disney Plus, Hulu, etc., instead of cable broadcasting. And yeah, there was a milestone for streaming television, and is probably something that in the future and the next couple of months and years will probably not change so fast anymore. So streaming is a big thing, not only in the US, obviously also in Europe, but this right here is now the case for the United States. We right here have leading streaming services. So yeah, as you know, we are talking in general about Amazon Prime Video today, but Netflix is the most streamed service in the United States, which is now in our case not so bad anymore, because you're going to hear that after. Netflix is now, or we are able to also make advertisement on Netflix now through Prime Video or through Amazon. So this statistic right here on the right side showcases the people, I think from a survey of YouGov. I think they've asked around 2,000 people what streaming platform has been used in the last month. And you see that 55% of the people have used Amazon Prime Video, only topped by Netflix, as I said before, with 63%. So yeah, just as a glimpse for you, the streaming services are rising. Amazon Prime Video is on the very top of it. So right here, we have now the actual opportunities of Prime Video. And I think the most important thing is the targeting with minimal wastage, as it says up here. So with Amazon and with the help or with the leveraging of Amazon's shopper and also streaming data, you are very precisely able to connect with your customers and with your target group. So some examples of target groups can be, one is very important, the remarketing. So you are able to target people, or exactly those people who have already viewed your product, a competing product, or which have browsed in the category your product is in. So this remarketing factor is not only for awareness, but also for, in the end, the purchase, very important. Another example can be the relevant lifestyle segments that Amazon has. So Amazon more or less knows everything of the customers. So, for example, if the customer is a fitness enthusiast, if it owns a garden, if it has a healthy living style, and so on. So you are very precisely able to choose between these kind of lifestyle segments. Another additional thing would be the demographical data that you have from Amazon. So age groups, you have the gender, income, the marital status, and where he or she may be living. So if in a house or a flat or wherever. So all of this information you can find right here. And in the end, as it says, nowhere else can be advertised as specifically as on Amazon Prime Video or as on Amazon in general. The next thing would be the integration of already known user information. As I said before, you have the opportunity of remarketing. So you know exactly which customer has already viewed your product, a competing product, and so on. You are also able to obviously connect with DSP, so with the already gathered DSP or PPC, so sponsored ads data. But what is very important, and I'm going to show you right here, is that even brands that do not sell on Amazon can benefit from their own first-party data. So you can upload data from your own web shop, from social media, and so on into Amazon, and then it can connect with the tags of the people that are watching Prime Video. So as it also says right here, by integrating an event tag on your own website, you are able to revisit the people with this advertisement. So Prime Video offers targeted advertising by linking to existing data, even for brands that do not sell on Amazon, which is very important, obviously. So, and this is something that maybe some people misunderstood in the past. Prime Video obviously is also something if you don't sell on Amazon directly. Last but not least, which is for probably most or all of the advertisers, one of the most important things is the measurement of the data. So obviously, if you spend a lot of money in advertisement, you want to know what happened to that money. You want to know what happened to the most relevant KPIs. And you are here with Prime Video very precisely able to see those KPIs. So unlike in linear television, the most important KPIs are, or maybe also relevant questions are visible very easily. And that is thanks to the AMC, the Amazon Marketing Cloud, which is a data clean room of Amazon, where all of the data, not only from Prime Video, but also from DSP and also from sponsored ads, gets gathered together and can be connected to each other. And so these insights can be used for also brands to help to understand the customer better and also to help to optimize campaigns. As I said, not only Prime Video, but also on other funnel stages. So another point would be the linking of ad formats to measure the actual impact, and that impact or that connection I will show you on the next slide. But just to round that slide up, Amazon Prime Video ads offers maximum transparency. Everything from website visits to purchase can be measured and evaluated. So, as I said, linear TV may be a black box in some cases, but Prime Video or streaming TV, maybe in general, but especially here on Prime Video, the data that you gather can be very insightful and is very visible to the advertiser. And talking about the linking of the different ad formats, you can see that right here on the next slide. This one is a customer journey, or a dummy of a customer journey created with the Amazon Marketing Cloud. So what you are able to do is to, as I said before, link the single campaign types. So you have on the very first, on the very top, the path to conversion, the customer has started its journey with the Prime Video ad. After that, it got followed by a DSP ad. After that, a sponsored display, so already on Amazon. And then in the very end, the customer purchased through a sponsored product ad on Amazon. So what can happen for some advertisers is, because the actual purchase in the end only gets allocated to the last touch point. So in almost all of those cases, the last touch point would be a sponsored product ad. So that says, okay, sponsored products seem to perform very good because we have a lot of sales through sponsored products. Prime Video doesn't perform good at all because, there are no real sales linked to Prime Video. But if you see this customer journey right here, you may see that a lot of people, so almost 300 million impressions here in this case, have been made starting with Prime Video ads. So probably a lot of people would have never even purchased through the sponsored product ad if they haven't seen the Prime Video ad. And this is a very good example, to evaluate the data that you gather from all of the different ad formats. So possible questions for your AMC case would be, which campaign formats did customers go through? Just the case that we have right here. Which format do most customers start their path to conversion with? So also what I just talked about. And the examples for findings and measures could be that PVA appeared in all top paths to conversion that generated the highest ROAS, or that the most purchases have been made after the customer journey has started with PVA, and so on. So a lot of things can be evaluated with the data that we get. And that is, I think also for almost all of the advertisers, the most important part, to know what happens to the money that I spend on Prime Video or on my advertisement, and what specific, more or less technical opportunities you have with Prime Video, you will see on the next slide. And then I would hand over to Mika for this part as the advertising expert.
Awesome. Thank you, Niklas. So we have a few different options to keep in mind when opting for Prime Video ads. Displayed here are a couple of the booking models that we often see when we're setting up Prime Video ads for our clients. With private auctions, you're working with a preset or floor minimum price and bidding for a spot in the ads during either the pre-roll or mid-roll breaks between content. It's useful for if you're looking to test your ad rather than go full force and invest a lot into the creative or a specific target audience. However, as the name auction implies, you're vying for that same spot against other advertisers, and it isn't 100% chance that your ad will be played if your bid isn't high enough for that auction. In the center, we have preferred deals, and that's more concrete agreement between the publisher and the advertisers, and a few longer options for your ad to play out during the breaks. While this option is a tad more expensive, it makes it far more likely that your ad will be delivered to your target audience. Just remember, other advertisers are also making this sort of deal with publishers, and you still aren't really guaranteed all the impressions that may be possible. That's where guaranteed deals comes in as the most expensive booking model, but the best possible way to ensure that your ad is reaching your intended audience. This is without having to fight with other potential advertisers. In this sort of model, you're making an agreement with the publisher to pay for a certain amount of impressions, and they're obligated to serve these impressions that many times. These are, in our experience, the best used during certain deal days, maybe events, or during peak seasons if you have a seasonal type of item. That makes sure to ensure your ads that you are getting in front of the potential customers without the hassle of maybe not that you might find in an auction. Yes. We can move on to the next slide. Naturally, even with the right booking model for your ad campaign, you need to think about what might be how your ad is being served to potential customers. Well, what I do in the background, we aren't just serving the numbers and the charts to the clients on Prime, but we're serving videos, advertisements. I'm sure in your daily life, whether in private or in business, you've encountered ads that just really grind your gears. Like pop-up ads are sort of the old school example. Now we have these like unskippable ads with those close buttons that are unbelievably hard to click, ads that are 2, 5, even 20 minutes or longer. So how can we keep an ad enticing and serve it often without becoming completely obnoxious for your clients and turning potential customers into these annoyed non-buyers? Through our extensive work with Prime Video ads, we found a couple of similarities in the most successful campaigns, a few of which we've tacked onto here, the Air Up and Doggy Dog ads. These ads are both approximately 20 to 30 seconds, so it's not to annoy viewers with such a long disturbance to the episode or movie that they're watching. Showcase or display the product or brand really quickly so as to grab attention and really draw it to the product. Goals for these campaigns were laid out far ahead of time, maybe even months beforehand, thinking about stuff like what funnel stage are we looking to speak to? How far down the funnel do we want to go? How exactly is our retargeting going to be, and what is the average length of their customer journey, so on and so forth. This proper planning is a huge part of determining what success may look like and how successful your campaigns might be. Can't judge a fish on how well it can climb a tree kind of thing, right? Not every campaign needs to be focused on getting the most sales or the highest ROAS right off the bat. Depending on your goal, like consideration, for example, maybe you're just looking for a high CTR, click-through rate, or detailed page view rate. Using the data gathered and filtered through the AMC, which Nicholas mentioned earlier, we can then further hone in on our audience targeting and very precisely target those that are more likely to fulfill your campaign goals, especially when combined with creatives that really speak to the audience, like the ones here. The two videos that we have displayed here, we're targeting some very different audiences. Air up, if we want to, we can take a look at that right now.
Yes, I have to adjust the volume a little bit. And just for information, the sound is in German, so maybe you don't understand everything, but just to get a feeling of the video, how it looks like. Oh, wait.
Warum lacht er so viel? Weil Gesundheit das schönste Geschenk ist, das du dieses Jahr machen kannst. Pures Wasser mit dem speziellen Twist. Das perfekte Geschenk bei r-up.com.
Cute. So obviously that was an ad that was active during the holiday season, sort of making it a fantastic gift for the whole family. It doesn't really matter what kind of age group it was, but they're invoking a sort of fun, lighthearted emotion. Next, we can play the doggy dog ad. Unfortunately, we can't play this one with sound due to some licensing issues. I think the license ran out maybe last year, so we'll have to play this silent.
Yes.
But
Wait.
Again. You can see the dog immediately enjoying the product, having some, fun little dance session. And of course, you want your dog to have that same sort of, emotional vibes. I have a dog. She's sitting on my lap right now. I, of course, would want her to feel like this. So the doggy dog ad, that's something that can be run the whole year round, maybe in a completely on all the time campaign. Despite the differences in these ad campaigns, we saw again about 20 to 30 seconds, not really all too annoying, really quick, really punchy, and gets this emotional storytelling and humor to entice the viewer into becoming a potential shopper. In these cases, the clients were looking to boost awareness, not just on Amazon, but on their own web shops. And we're able to track the success of these advertisements by linking with the AMC to track their first-party data alongside that from Amazon. Using the tools offered, we can even stop showing the ad to those who have multiple impressions, but no purchase, right? You see an ad 5 or 6 times, 100 times, maybe you're kind of annoyed by it. Those who have already purchased the product also don't really need the advertisement anymore. So whether it be from Amazon or the web shop, we can stop serving the ad to that potential shopper. That way we can save budget for the audience who haven't potentially made contact with a touch point yet. So can we move on? Yes.
Yep.
So we're going to be now taking an in-depth look into one of the more successful DSP projects with a client who recently just returned from a hiatus, Foxer Pets. While I wasn't with the company at the time this campaign was running, I heard quite literally everyone from every team talking about this was a fantastic project. We had so much fun working on it. We did really, really great, successful things. I'm really excited to be their advertising manager this time around, and I can only hope that my run will be just as successful. So Fox for Pets is a brand centered around healthy, all-natural pet food, specifically with pomegranate seeds, and was looking to boost awareness for their 2 new sub-brands, Doggy Dog, which you just saw the advertisement for, and Kitty Cat. Since these products were going to be sold not only on Amazon, but on their web shops and in physical pet stores around Germany, they needed an advertising option that would reach beyond Amazon's search advertising potential. So if you just see the ad on Amazon, may or may not buy it. I don't really know. If you see it on Prime Video ads, however, you'd be more likely to think this is a well-respected brand. I might be more interested in giving this to my dog or cat. If you're interested in seeing the case in a bit more in-depth, we'll have some contact information at the end of the webinar for Niklas, where he can send you over the link to this case study. But to give you an idea how successful this Prime Video ad can be, we had a 99% video completion rate, reached 40% of all dog and cat food customers on the German version of Amazon, and had a 1,216% higher new-to-brand purchase rate, so people who have not been in contact with the brand before, with Prime Video ads, as opposed to any other campaign that they've run in the past, which I'd say is a pretty successful run for a brand launch. On the next slide, we can actually see how we've sort of split up the audiences. So to reach the upper funnel audience, or sort of the people who may not have been in contact with the brand before, Prime Video ads were launched with the video that we just viewed, and display campaigns for awareness and consideration funnels. For awareness, the targeted audience were shoppers of pet-related items like toys, collars, food bowls, that kind of stuff, while consideration targeted those who were already active in the pet food categories. Once these groups have interacted with the ad or are already made aware of the brand, they would have been retargeted based on how they've interacted with the products, whether they've just taken a look at the products on Amazon or in the web shop, or even if they've just seen the video ad, which we can also target as well. For the lower funnel, we use search ads to secure the purchases on Amazon using sponsored products, brands, display campaigns to push shoppers to further view the product detail pages. I just want to draw attention to the retargeting column. That first-party data is shared from their web shop, and it's really, really important to running a successful retargeting run. If you're, pushing people to your web shop and not to your Amazon store, you need to be able to see that information ready and available for you. Using the data directly from their web shop, we were able to better target those who have not yet interacted with the brand and use that budget then more effectively. Next up, Nicholas can actually continue talking about how successful we are and how successful our clients are with Prime Video ads.
Yes, I will do that. But before that, I would like to say something that I have missed out on in the beginning. So if you do have any questions today, I've totally missed out to say that. You have a comment section on the LinkedIn event. So if you do have any questions or if anything is unclear, you can just type in your question or whatever, and then we will try to answer that in the aftermath, so after the webinar. Or obviously, as Mika already mentioned, you will find my contact data at the very end. So you feel free to contact me at any time, and we will try to help you the best that we can. So, but now let's get further into, as Mika said, successful cooperations with our customers. And these two slides are a little bit more KPI and data driven now. So we have benchmarks for once awareness campaigns in Prime Video ads and also remarketing campaigns. So where we specifically targeted or retargeted people that have already seen the product or competitors. But starting with the awareness. So obviously the goal here at awareness is to reach new customers. So this case right here, this is KPIs from a brand that is more focusing on spring and summer. So at the very beginning of the season this year, so April until May, we have done a Prime Video campaign to reach new customers. As you see right here, cost obviously is one thing. The product sales in this case is quite special because you usually don't expect video advertisement to be that performative. So the total ROAS is almost at 0 right here. So 0, always at 1 right here. So 0.98 at a total ROAS, which is extraordinary good for an awareness campaign. What is important, obviously, are the impressions. So with this specific campaign, we had approximately 32,500 impressions per day. And as you can see right here, yes, you can see my mouse, the single users reached is also something that is very important for our customers. So you don't want to use, or you don't want to reach only the same people again and again and again. So almost 1.8 million people have been reached in the course of 2 months. So it's very, very good and very important also for most of our clients. Detail page view rate is something that is usually more important in this sort of campaign than the purchases or the total ROAS. And the detail page view rate here, once again, compared to other awareness campaigns, very, very good. So 1.15% of people have viewed the detail page view or have viewed the detail page in the aftermath, which is, as I said, very good compared to the average of 0.5 to 1% detail page view rate. So very successful case here. Once again, the video completion rate, especially when we compare it to usual TV advertisement with almost 100%, is extremely good. So in this case, or in the streaming case, people that see advertisements do not tend to leave the couch or the bed or wherever they are as much and as in television. in Germany, for example, from my experience, the television, advertisements are like 10 minutes long. So a very long time. This is the perfect opportunity to I don't know, to go to the bathroom, go to the kitchen, switch the channel, etc. But here, you still have quite short commercials. So the possibility of doing something in that short time is very, very much smaller than a usual TV. So almost 100% of the people complete the advertisement in the end. Yes, and now we are taking a look at KPIs from a remarketing campaign with Prime Video. So here we can say that the focus was more to the total ROAS, or was more to the sales. Obviously, in this case, you were not able to click the ad at that time. You are now, and this is what Mika is also going to tell you about in a few minutes. But at this time, you weren't able to click the ad or anything. So after watching the ad, you had to really go on your phone or on your laptop, look for the brand, for the product, and then purchase it. So as you can see here with the numbers, we have a total ROAS of almost 4.5. So this is extremely good for a non-clickable video ad. And it also shows us that videos can be, or videos are, a real good lift, so to speak, for people to make the final decisions. So because it's remarketing, people have already viewed the product or maybe competitor's product, but they have not purchased yet. And with this video ad, the feeling, the emotion, I don't know, got sparked, and then afterwards, the people were purchasing the product. So this is something to have in mind, not only use Prime Video as upper funnel, but it can also very much increase your lower funnel's performance. Another point, and we have talked about the detailed page view rate before. So in the awareness case, detailed page view rate of 1.15% was very good. Here we have a detailed page view rate of almost 4%. So once again, people that obviously are already keen to purchase the product, now after watching the video ad, even more tend to take a look at the detail page once again. So obviously, if you would like, in the aftermath, I can send you, or we can send you the presentation, so you have everything that you need. Just reach out to us in the aftermath. And then I would once again hand over to Mika, because she's telling you something about news on Prime Video.
Yes, so there's always something new happening behind the scenes with Prime Video. Thankfully, we're always having a look into the most innovative things that they're developing behind the scenes. If you want to move on. So you just did mention these interactive pause ads, and that's something we're actually going to be testing with a couple of clients. I'm already using it with a few of mine as well. Using either a call to action button or a QR code, viewers are able to engage with the advertisements directly, whether it being that led to a store page, product page, receiving additional information in an email, connected to the Amazon Prime account. This actually takes advantage of the fact that viewers have the ad really fresh in their mind, or even still playing. They can use that single click and just have the product in their cart almost immediately. So there's actually more innovations happening on behind the scenes. Now we're already using those interactive ads, but on the next slide, actually see a few more things that are ahead of time, ahead of the implementation. So this is an older slide that we're using. The interactive ads, we've already started implementing these. The clickable CTAs are actually great for those selling off Amazon as well, or even offering a service rather than a product, right? Keep in mind, Prime Video ads is not only for those selling on Amazon, but also those who are offering some sort of service potentially. Engaged viewers will be able to view the website, receive an email with additional info, or possibly even book appointments if you have the option available. For those selling on Amazon, shoppable ads actually give shoppers the opportunity to get those products directly into their shopping cart without having to disturb their viewing experience. This is actually really great from the data perspective, because that interaction is immediately available in Amazon services like Seller or Vendor Central. And I'm actually super excited for the carousel ads, as I have a few clients who would benefit from showing off a collection of items rather than one at a time. But this feature would actually be great for bundles and maybe even sets of similar items that fit well thematically, especially for deal days or holidays. I think this feature would be great for brands that are selling on Amazon. We can move on to the next one. So But in order to reach the right kind of audience, Amazon has teamed up with quite a few publishers with various audience types and offer a few different ways to engage with potential shoppers. As we can see here, some of these publishers also offer ad space during live content like sports events. That's something I'm going to be working with this coming Black Friday. Other content types like audio ads during podcast breaks or between chapters in an audiobook is also becoming more readily available through something like Spotify. Being that we're a German company, we have a couple of the major streaming services from Germany listed here, but not to fret, there are other major partnerships like Hulu, Discovery, and Fox, to name a few, that are also available from the English-speaking world. Those are also in contact with Amazon at the moment. As an example of one of the previous inventories now available through Amazon DSP, a company or streaming service I'm sure many of you are familiar with is Disney+. So through this partnership, we're actually able to view and use the data from Disney Plus viewers to better target potential customers and implement these new opportunities that we just discussed before. So we can move on, because I'd like to show you another example of a quick customer journey sort of slapped together. Something to keep in mind, Amazon's influence in the advertising world is always expanding. We just saw a bunch of these different streaming services on the last slide. More publishers will definitely be made available in the future. As it stands, some of them from that last slide are still in negotiations with Amazon. They might not yet be available in the DSP console. But as we've heard, I think in the past week or so, Netflix has sort of finalized everything on their end. We're going to be able to see them in the DSP console soon enough. So I've added them here to this potential customer journey. Once you're using DSP more effectively by implementing Prime Video ads into your advertising repertoire, we have so many more touch points available for your potential customers. They can get acquainted with the products of your brand through Netflix, Disney Plus, Spotify. They have these different touch points available before they even get onto the Amazon page. We can see here from this example customer journey that those who engage with Prime Video ads through various streaming services are more likely to purchase the product, see here through the purchase rate in the second column, even if they were not acquainted with the brand prior to that first touch point, as displayed in the new to brand percentage in that third column. Amazon has their own webinars. Go check them out sometimes. Regarding anything from DSP, PPC, anything in the advertising world. Something that they mentioned in the last one that I attended was that customers interact with at least 20 different touch points, both on and offline, before they decide on purchasing a product. So clearly making sure that you're engaging with your customers as often and enticingly as possible is incredibly important for keeping their interest and staying in the back of their mind once your ads leave the screen. So to close out, we can move on to this last slide. Nicholas, do you want to?
Yes, sure. Yes, sure. Yes, I will do so. So yeah, as Mika said on the last slide, we are bringing everything that we have just talked about in the last 30 minutes in a nutshell. So the most important 5 topics here regarding Prime Video ads, of course. At first, we have talked about the high relevance and accuracy. So the specific targeting opportunities as you have with linking shopper and streaming data, as well as the in-market and lifestyle segments that you can use by Amazon is probably not matched by anyone else. So Amazon has the most important information and data of all of your customers, and you can very simply use those to have, as it says, the best accuracy of the advertisement. Then second, the data-driven advertising strategy. So with your own data, with first-party data, with also the connection to other funnel stages, you are very data-driven with your decisions that you make and also with the optimizations that you can do in Prime Video ads and DSP as a total. The measurability and transparency, we have talked about that just on the last slide. I'm also looking at AMC. So you can have the cross-channel funnel analysis. So looking at all of also the news that Amazon Prime Video brings, you are very much able to see all of the most important information that you can get regarding your advertisement. Yes, the effective full funnel approach, combination of Prime Video, DSP, and sponsored ads, obviously, with now new streaming platforms, to get new customers, to drive the awareness stage, but also to drive the conversions of the campaigns, on the conversions of the customers. And in the end, the new innovations and the new formats that Mika has just talked about. So interactive ads have started a couple of weeks ago. The new CTA formats also started, and the new streaming platforms are also in place now, and we're getting more information and we're trying everything out. So a lot of things are going on at the moment with Amazon. So a lot of news. But it's very exciting, and I think the opportunities that we have with Amazon Prime Video and with Amazon DSP as a total are, as big as never. So we are very excited to see also of you guys who is already using this sort of full funnel approach with Amazon, and who's willing to approach these kind of opportunities. But speaking of innovations, we have a innovation of our own. And this is also talking about the measurability of the data. So we, in the last couple of months, have created our own dashboard, so to speak. So the Ameo workbench, the dashboard for successful Amazon marketing. You can see the logo right here. But if you wish, I can send you an introduction to the to our Ameo workbench. Sorry. And in this workbench, you have all of the data from Amazon gathered together. So you have the vendor or the seller numbers, you have the DSP numbers, you have the PPC numbers, and obviously also the Prime Video numbers, as well as also content pieces. So everything that is important for you to measure, you have in one dashboard, and you can connect everything with each other. So not much clicking around, Seller Central, DSP console, PPC console. So everything is at one place, and is very easily for you guys to get the most important data that you need out of it. So if you would like to have an introduction to the workbench, obviously reach out to me. I can send you the introduction deck. I can also link up with you for a quick call. And that would actually be it for today. So as said before, if you need any information, if you want to have the slide deck, the introduction to the workbench, feel free to reach out to us, in this case, to me. So I think we don't have any questions in the chat so far. If you do have any questions in the aftermath, just scan the QR code. I think that links to my LinkedIn, or you have my email address right here. So if there will be any questions in the next coming minutes, feel free to text me. But then I would say, thank you very much for your attention. Thank you, Mika, also for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Have a good morning, a good afternoon, wherever you are. And hopefully speak to you soon. Goodbye.